A caravan of tens of thousands of migrants on foot are making their way through Mexico. The migrants hail from Haiti, South America, and Central America. Last weekend, they clashed with police as they made their way from southern Mexico. They say they have been waiting in the city of Tapachula for refugee or asylum papers, but have grown tired of delays. And joining me now is Alfonso Aguilar, president of the Latino Partnership for Conservative Principles. Alfonso, welcome back. Always great to see you. I want to talk more about this caravan of migrants. It seems to be very well organized, and we've heard reports that those in the caravan actually registered with QR codes. What more do you know about that?
Well, it's incredible. They are well organized. They have different non-governmental organizations that put them together. They are using QR codes. These organizations do have funders, so there are people that are funding them. They're getting funding from sources in the United States. And look, they know that the border is open. They know that many of these individuals will be able to enter the country illegally, or many will be able to just surrender to the Border Patrol, ask for asylum, knowing that they're eventually going to be released into the U.S. So that's why this is happening. And this is one of many caravans and mass movements of people we're going to see because the numbers continue to be very high. We saw the numbers for September. We received almost 200,000 people, more or less the same number as in August. So these numbers are not going down. This continues. Just in the last fiscal year that is just ending, we have received over 1.7 million people at the U.S. border. That's the highest number in 35 years. That's incredible. But clearly, people understand that the border is open. And that's why they keep coming.
Yeah, and Alfonso, do we know, is the Department of Homeland Security doing anything at all to prepare?
Well, I just don't think so. I mean, they're not taking any measures. They're, again, I don't think we're ever going to be prepared to receive so many people at the southern border. So they know that they're going to detain a lot of people, and they're going to have to continue to release them. So I think what they're doing is just setting up a system so that they can receive them and release them into different parts of the country. So as you know, they're transporting people from where they're detained. Many are detained in Texas, and they fly them to different parts of the country. This is happening. There's just no coordination with state governors. But this is exactly what they're doing. But there's no effort at all at dissuading these people from coming to our U.S. border. And this is exactly what they should be working on, finding ways, putting in place measures to ensure that that people decide not to make this very dangerous trek.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you about that, Alfonso. I mean, what do you think, what more should be done? And also, what has the response been in Mexico?
Well, I think we heard recently from the Mexican foreign minister, saying that these people are not going to be able to enter the United States, that even they're not going to be able to go through Mexico, even though I must say that the majority are able to go through Mexican territory. But it is true that from time to time, Mexican authorities intervene with these flows of people, with these caravans, and detain some people and return them to their home country. But the reality is that the only way we can stop this, the only way we can dissuade people from coming, is to basically closing the border. And you achieve that by extending the wall system, by restating those common sense border security measures that President Trump put in place that ensured that we didn't have this inhumane, massive flows of people to our southern border. It means reinstating fully the Remain in Mexico policy so that people who ask for asylum have to remain in Mexico while their cases are being adjudicated. But none of that is actually being considered. This, if anything, we're finding ways to prevent the law from being enforced. Just this week, Secretary Mayorkas has issued a memo identifying different places in the country that are deemed protected, where immigration and customs enforcement officials cannot go in to enforce the law. This is trying to tie the hands of ICE from doing their job. They're creating havens for undocumented immigrants where they can go and be sure that they're not going to be detained and removed. So they're doing everything to accommodate undocumented immigrants from ensuring that the law continues to be broken. They're not doing anything to enforce the law. And again, they're encouraging people to make this very dangerous trek. This is, after all, also a humanitarian crisis. People are putting themselves in harm's risk to come to the country, and it's because we're sending the message that they can get in.
Yeah, we've heard so many of those stories, many of them heartbreaking. Alfonso, thank you so much for your time. So much more we could talk about. Alfonso Aguilar, president of the Latino Partnership for Conservative Principles. Thank you again for your analysis.